and Jack Link's jerky and a carton of Marlboro Reds. All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Hunter Thomas Mounce. This is episode 3 of the Folks Like Us podcast. Today, I've got my friend Ryan Fine. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio, I believe.
Yeah.
Y'all say hi to Ryan Fine real quick.
Hey guys, if you've ever been to Cincinnati, just drop a comment, right?
Yeah, a lot of Chiefs fans are not going to want to do that, but that's all right. We'll talk about that a little bit today in the
weigh in.
Yeah, definitely weigh in on that. Ryan here. Did you actually grow up in the city of Cincinnati, or were you a little bit outside?
Outside of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough city, actually.
Okay.
But I spent my college days in the thick of it, close to downtown, because I went to UC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bearcats, right?
Go Bearcats.
Okay.
Also in the championship.
Okay, so not a bad year for the
Yeah.
Cincinnati sports.
Just the Reds.
The Reds.
They're weighing us down. We got a lot of star power. Joey Votto. We have a lot of all-stars. I don't know if you're a baseball guy. Do you like baseball?
I'm kind of a bandwagon baseball guy. I know it sounds bad, but the Royals, Kansas City Royals, were so bad for so long.
Until you got Johnny Cueto from the Reds.
Yes, until we got Johnny Cueto from the Reds. That helped out a tremendous amount. And then we won a World Series, and then ever since then we've been
with
bad
Johnny
again.
Cueto from the Reds.
Yeah, so
you're welcome.
So it's like, oh no, we suck again. So
that's a cool team, though. That's a cool team to like.
The Royals?
Yeah.
You think?
I don't think they get a lot of hate. They play fair.
Yeah.
Which goes a long way in baseball.
Yeah. Well, we were playing small ball that one year, but somehow we got all the way to the top with that. But what I was going to ask you was
back to real life.
Oh yeah. So I'm a bandwagon baseball fan.
Okay.
That's what you were asking. Whenever the Royals are good, Royals fan. Whenever the Nashville Predators are good, I'm a hockey fan. So
I'm that way too, especially with the Cavs. Because losing LeBron was like my first heartbreak, not in general, but with sports. And then my second one was losing the Super Bowl. That was tough.
Yeah.
Because they kind of, they snuck in there, with field goals. It was kind of a weird playoff.
I got a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah. 3 points for Hunter.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Or 1
Hunter
point.
3, Ryan 0.
Or 1 if it's a extra point. Yeah, so that was a tough loss. Cavs are going to have the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have a good year this year. I wish Cincinnati had a basketball team.
Yeah.
They used to have a team, I believe, called the Royals as well.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day.
Dang.
I feel like Cincinnati's a good basketball town that doesn't have one. Yeah, I get a point every time I say basketball. See?
And I get a point every time my damn phone goes off. Actually, that's -1 point.
Back to even.
Yeah. So
we're square one.
Yeah, we're at square one.
Cut to a clip?
Yeah. Mom, thanks for getting me back down to ground level like you always have.
Do you want to give her a call and see what's going on?
Let's see what she's saying. I think she's sending me pictures of the dog that I gave up. Yep, definitely.
You want to show all your fans?
So whenever I lived in Missouri still, I had a Dalmatian, and her name's Ritzy.
Oh, I met Ritzy.
Yep, that's her right there. She's sleeping, and my mom loves sending me pictures of her sleeping. Yeah, she likes to make me miss home. Yep.
That's your dog. You're kind of like Blake Shelton in Old Red. That's like your Old Red.
Exactly.
Right.
Love got me in here, and love got me out, no doubt. So, let's see, man. I kind of want to dig in, learn some things about you that maybe I don't know, and definitely introduce them to you. So,
right.
Let's see. Whenever you were going to college in Cincinnati, A, what did you go to college for to major in? And then B, were you playing music yet?
Yeah. I went to music school. So I was studying commercial music production. Truck. Mm-hmm. That's gonna pick up.
That's all good. Trucks go good with this podcast. It's Folks Like Us podcast.
Folks Like Us. I don't drive a truck, but I support people who drive trucks because they can help me with couches and stuff. I studied commercial music production and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Commercial music production was in the jazz department, focusing on like more practical music careers. So audio engineering. I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything out of line, because wanting to be like a professional violinist is like very hard. So what I was studying was more like you could do sound, at live shows, or songwriting, film scoring, but it also had a emphasis on learning the craft, learning jazz theory. I did jazz arranging. There were a lot of crazy fun classes. So a normal day for me was, having a piano lesson, but this is my first time having piano lessons, and jazz made way more sense to me than classical. I took like 2 lessons before college that were more classical oriented, like play this note at this time, bass clef, treble clef, very like regimented and
technical.
You have to play it like this.
Okay.
But what I liked about jazz was it was just play this chord. I don't care how you do it.
Okay.
Very functional in that way. So it kind of clicked during that time.
So you got some technicality from the classical.
I didn't know what
side.
I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it was the perfect program for that, because it was like, here, we'll just show you a bunch of stuff: live audio engineering, recording, film scoring, songwriting, piano performance, jazz theory, arranging. I'm definitely leaving some stuff out, but in music business, like you could just do. It was like the closest thing to a music business degree. Kind of after like Berkeley and Belmont kind of paved the way for how do you have a music major at a school. And a lot of that came with the minor in entrepreneurship. Okay. And if we're going to get into like my custom songwriting business, the idea was kind of birthed there. It was my senior year, and my capstone project was to come up with a business and do like a 50-page business plan. And the idea was an app called Send a Song. Okay. Already a thing. Don't use that name. Not because of me. It was a coincidence.
Hey, real quick, I want to give them a quick summary of what you do, because you're about to talk about it, but I'm going to tell them in my words what it seems like to me real quick. So,
love to hear that.
Ryan Fine here, he has a business. It's called Fine-Tuned Custom Songs. It's got a little bird as the logo. Yeah. And basically what he does, it can be any kind of event, occasion, whether it be a birthday, a graduation, a celebratory thing of any kind. Ryan, if you send him the info of the person you want to write the song about or of the event, he will write a custom song just for you, and it's something that you can cherish forever. So if you guys are interested in getting a song written for you or somebody that you know, make sure you go to Ryan for the fine-tuned custom songs. Did I nail that, or did I not nail that?
You nailed it.
Okay.
You nailed it. That's it. So yeah, ryanfine.com. It doesn't have to be a formal occasion too. It could just be for fun. Like I've written some like best friend theme songs. It's like sometimes you're just like, it'd be good for my homie and I to have a custom a theme song, just like as a surprise gift or a gag gift. Some other random ones I've done have been for like bachelorette parties, for something for them to kind of get hyped up.
It just seems way more personal than a handshake. Handshakes back in the mid 2000s were like kind of cool. Like we had a custom handshake, but dude,
custom handshake, the basketball players do that.
Yeah. So it's 2022 now. You can have a custom song for my boy Ryan here.
Yeah, and social media is big. Throw it on the gram, throw it on TikTok. It's been really fun. So the idea kind of came from there and this other company I was working with called Songs of Love, but I can briefly explain both. The first one, with my project, Send a Song, my idea was just like, wouldn't it be cool to have a song about you as a gift? That was basically it. And it didn't have legs to me because it was all automated. Like it would just like kind of auto-tune, sing it, and then it wasn't really practically thought out of how it would go down, like logistically. Mm-hmm. And even if you were to nail that logistic part, it would still be kind of a crappy gift. Like because it had that no human element of like a real songwriter doing the work. Reading in between the lines of what people think they want, what they actually want. Sometimes people want a funny song, but they're giving me all these endearing qualities, and it's like, you just want a sweet song. So it takes a person to do this. And I knew that Send a Song wasn't going to work because it's a very human thing. I mean, like songs are very emotional. visceral, sensitive things, and it needs to be not a robot doing that. So a human being is much better for that. So I learned how to make someone feel special in song by writing for the Songs of Love Foundation. It's a nonprofit based in New York, and I was trying to reach out, find a mentor. Should I move to Nashville? And I reached out to this guy named Dave Tuff, who's a producer here, and we had a really great phone call. And he said, "Man, like at the very least, just for so you can practice and feel actually like add to all the noise and make someone feel special, I really would encourage you to write for this company, Songs of Love." So it's connecting songwriters to kids going through traumatic experiences, a lot of times in just horrible situations, and meaning, terminal illness, deep stuff that we're getting into. So I was like, sure, that sounds like a great cause. I wrote a few of those and found it really rewarding. I was learning how to, make a whole entire song based off of a little bit of information. Tommy likes hockey, Beyonce, and Roblox. Write a song from that.
Dang.
So, it's a tough challenge, and then you just kind of like make it about them. You don't ever talk about their situation, but about the hope, how special they are, how great they are, and, getting the picture back of them holding the CD is like so cute. And, it gives them that little edge to fight through whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
Found it very rewarding. And I was doing it enough to the point where they were like, well, you're kind of like trying way harder on this than everyone else. You're like, I was fully producing it. Every song was completely unique. They started paying me $50 a song. And I was like, that's a good price point for the everyday guy. Like, that's how much I would charge, or that's how much I would budget to buy my sister a gift for her birthday, with my kind of income. And I was like, what if I could write a song for anyone about anything, not just someone going through traumatic experience, but now that I have the skill, how can I, monetize it now that I've been out of work because of COVID? So that's what it all came full circle from that business project. Clearly custom songs were in the cards for me, and I love it. I've almost written 700 now.
700 custom songs?
Yeah. Your boy's got experience.
Okay, so before the episode started, you were talking about how whenever you first moved to Nashville, you were talking to somebody who worked in the songwriting business.
Yeah, totally random.
And you were telling them, hey, I've written a lot of songs. And she said, okay, well, tell me how many titles you've written. And
this is another thing. Yeah.
Okay, so you thought you'd written a lot of songs whenever you counted up to 90, but now, at this point, a couple years later, you've written 700?
Custom songs.
Wow.
But like real songs, far less. It's way.
Still, I still think. I still feel like you're developing that part of your brain and that part of your creativity, and to me, dude, that counts. That's amazing.
It's been fun because, I'm getting actually getting paid for my time.
Okay.
Very new to me, as someone who would play a lot of writers' rounds or just spend a lot of time writing songs with people where no end was really in sight.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, this kind of sucks. Now what are we going to do?
Yeah, because whenever I go play...
just wasted an entire day. I could have just worked at Arby's and made at least something.
Yeah. I mean, the plus side would be if you work at Arby's, you're going to be making minimum wage, but you're going to smell like a curly fry. Whereas if you just play writers rounds like I do, you actually end up spending money because I buy 4 or 5 beers and I spend $30 on a tab.
I know. They're scant.
I'm actually losing money to play writers rounds in Nashville, so that's really cool. I'm glad you're making money from it, dude.
I found one a month is good.
Yeah.
Just kind of spread it out. But making money from it's not about money, really.
Oh,
honestly.
No.
It's not. It's about making Songs of Love kind of this is their phrase, is like a guaranteed hit.
Okay.
It's not a hit radio song, but it could change this kid's life.
Yeah.
And I really feel like more times than not, someone's either laughing their ass off or crying from hearing a song. And you just don't get that emotion from many other gifts. And it's just cool. It's just a whole thing. I feel really connected to the people who order songs. I know so much about their life. Like, I know how people met, how their story, what their real story is. Not the story they tell their parents or their friends. It's like, I know all the inside jokes. It's like I become like best friends with these customers. It's amazing. It's like when I was asked as a kid, what do I want to do when I grow up, and they were like, you have to pick something, and I was like, I don't want to do anything. And it really does feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
It feels like just so natural with what is rewarding for me, and it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. But as a joke, because I was short in the class,
Okay.
I was like, I'll be a horse jockey. I don't care.
Bingo. Okay, what would the
Can I go to recess now?
What would the name of your horse be if you were a jockey?
Ooh, well,
It can be anything because they got some weird names.
Can you go first?
Let me see. Okay, if I was a horse jockey,
I would need to see the horse first. Can you show me a picture of a horse? And I'll name it.
If I was a jockey, my horse's name would be Horse in Church.
Yeah,
and then I'd be like, yeah. Man, I'm sweating like a horse in church.
Oh, I thought it was a Eric Church thing.
Dude, I didn't overthink that one. That was just the first thing that came to mind, and that's probably
horse
very poor taste.
Yeah. Horse. Maybe I would name it like Damn, I Gotta Pee.
Okay. Yeah, that works too.
I feel like those race horses have kind of like a reputation for that.
Oh, dude, I'm a little slow today. Okay, so you got to piss like a racehorse. Damn, I got to pee. God. All right. You're a little bit sharper than I am this morning.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just talking way too much.
No, that's all good. So
what about you? I mean, what did you study? I don't know that. I don't know that either.
So my degree is a 2-year associate's degree, and it is an Associate of Arts transfer degree, which means it's basically a degree in nothing. I got all my gen eds, and I'm ready to turn it into a 4-year degree of whatever I choose.
Okay, cool.
And I got it from State Fair Community College in Sedalia, Missouri. My dad was a welding teacher there, so I got free college.
Your dad can do anything.
My dad can do anything.
He can fix anything, build anything.
And I can do nothing. That's why I started a podcast, because I'm not good at anything.
No, you should have heard him. He was like ISO 2055. He was setting it all up. I was like, dang, he got wise on me.
So when it comes to like the whole video aspect of this podcast, I know nothing about video, so I've just been watching YouTube tutorials and then copying all the numbers down so that if I get all my numbers straight and I just type those in, then I'll be somewhere close to where I need to be.
You're hacking the mainframe.
I'm trying to, but it's definitely been a process trying to learn something new. But I figured, I'm 27 years old now. It's time to finally learn a skill. So,
dude, let's talk about something funny, man.
Okay.
What's like how we met is pretty funny.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. So, and remind me here in a little bit. I want to show a video or an audio clip of one of your fine-tuned custom songs, if you're good with that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
What kind of flavor? Like, what do you think the people
want? You can pick anything, because I'm just going to cut it in here. So if you got one in your mind that you can think of, then I'll just plug it in, and then
Yeah, this one went viral on TikTok.
Okay.
So it was this girl, Elena Davies. She was on Big Brother, season 16, I believe. Or if I got that wrong, then whatever. It's fine. And her friend Blair, I know, and Blair surprised her with a custom song of like a jingle for their friendship, kind of like a theme song for their relationship. And her reaction is hilarious. I mean, this is like the perfect person for reality TV. She fell on the floor laughing.
Okay.
Her dogs were just like up on her, like, what's going on? And she, the song is about how they're so different. Like, Blair's like a very reserved, bring home to mom church girl.
Okay.
Sorry, Blair. I know you're a lot more than that. And then Elena is like just a huge ball of energy.
Okay.
So it's a really funny clip. So we can cut to that.
And this is a video you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I'm going to show this video clip. Like I said, this is a song that he wrote for these people specifically.
Right.
And you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right, ready?
I'm Nashville, that's Elena and Blair. Same but different, but they don't really care. That one's rated R and the other's PG. Like the related sisters closest can be. One's getting wasted while the other's at church. God just got absurd. A love so true and a bond so rare. A match made in Nashville.
That's Elena and Blair. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? It's so good. Oh my god! Like I literally got my lips tatted on my own ass last night and told you about it after you watched church this morning. Oh my god.
All right, that was
amazing.
really, dude. That was really, really good.
I can't believe it. I just forgot how good that was.
Oh man, I'm never. It never ceases to amaze me how personal you make these things, because I feel like it would be so easy to generically do these, and people probably would still pay $50 for them. So the fact that you make them actually personal, I just think it's a really, really cool thing that nobody else is doing.
Right.
And I'm sure my fans got a kick out of it, and they're probably already thinking about what they want their song to be about. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And are you good to talk about how we met now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, so I go to Gold's Gym here in Nashville, Tennessee, the Bellevue location, if anybody loves
Stalk us.
watching. Yeah, so I was at Gold's Gym, and did I ask you to spot me, or was it the other way around?
I mean, this was like a very independent journey for me. So I bet it was me asking you. I was like really trying to maximize. Like I was like really in the zone, trying to lift as much as I could, as much as I could, and couldn't get it up. Hunter was right there. I was like, "Hey man, help me out!" And then he ran over with my spot, and then we just kind of became gym buddies, or
So I remember you were doing
at first, and then it came up later that we did music.
Yeah. So I remember you were doing incline bench.
Yeah.
And a barbell incline bench,
right?
And you had about 315 on there, and I was like, "Damn, that's a lot of weight for this guy."
Well, I was kind of going for reps.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, he's always trying to hit that 10 to 12 rep range. So I was like, "Okay, cool. This guy is buried right now. It's on his chest. I'm gonna go over here and help him out." And then from then on, we just seemed to be on the same gym routine. So we always just kind of naturally helped each other out. I don't even think I'd had your contact info yet to text you.
No, we were always there at the same time. Because I feel like as musicians we work a lot of nights. And like I think we were just kind of like chilling afternoon. We were in the afternoon club there.
Yeah.
And I mean, you work a lot as a fireman, you know. So on your off days, I guess, was just when I was there.
Yep, it was always my off days, pretty much as soon as I could get there. But we started out being gym buddies, and then I think at some point, this is how I remember it in my head, at some point I said, "Hey man, we're always here at the same time. We're working out together anyway, kind of get your contact info."
Yeah.
And then we kind of started coordinating it even further. And then at some point...
Man, this was years ago.
I know. This is probably, 2018, 2019?
Yeah.
And then at some point, becoming friends, I was like, what do you do? And he said...
We didn't even know.
Had no clue. See, I'm not friends with people just because they do music.
Yeah,
but
same.
Anyway, he's like, "Yeah, man, I play music. I play a lot of hotels and do a lot of private events, and it's just me and a piano.
Hustling.
And you're one of the only people I know who's like a piano artist, which is really cool."
That's probably true.
And man, it's just super cool. And
Thanks.
Then he figured out that I did music as well.
Yeah, I think I went to one of your shows or rounds pretty short after learning that.
I think you came to one of my rounds. No, you asked me to play 4 or 5 songs at the local.
Oh yeah.
I just remember that.
Yeah.
I was up there playing 4 or 5 songs, and that was one of the first events that you ever asked me to do or whatever. And then fast forward a couple years, and I randomly hit him up, and I was like, "Hey man, do you ever play piano for?" And he goes, "You mean play piano in a band for another artist?" And I said, "That's actually exactly what I'm asking."
You were nervous.
I
interrupted you dude, I will do it. I'm a huge fan of Hunter. I'm sure you guys are too, and his music is crazy good. I love his writing. I love his style. He stays true to himself. Tells a story. I mean, the way that a real artist should. And I wanted to be a part of that. His songs are always in my head. I was like, Hunter's gonna make it. I mean, you guys know Hunter's gonna make it, and I'd be a fool not to take this gig. And he didn't even finish asking me, and I was like, Yes, I do that. I'll play for you. When is the show?
Yeah. So I had to make up like a big Dropbox file with like all the recordings and all the songs, the set list, blah, 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 blah. And then we packed up in a van and we headed toward Holden, Missouri last summer to play at the Holden Fair.
That was a time.
And it was super fun. It was like a 3-hour full band show out in the street. And
one of those hours was me.
So I kind of put Ryan on the spot.
That's funny.
I was like, hey, dude, I'm getting kind of tired of standing up here, and I would love to take a break. Since you're sitting playing your instrument,
Right.
and the drummer's not going to do a solo set, do you think you could like play a couple of your songs or a cover or whatever, just you and your piano? So he played a couple songs.
It was like a state fair. It was on a state fair, but it was like a festival.
Yeah, the Holden Street Fair. So
yeah.
I'm out in the street pounding some Twisted Teas from Casey's because my friends had just walked down the street and got
signing T-shirts.
Yeah, signing some T-shirts. And I kind of walked up the stage and I go, dude, you should play "Don't Stop Believin'" because that's everybody's favorite piano song. And dude,
I played like
I'm not trying to
2 seconds of it.
I'm not trying to
embarrass me. It's fine.
I'm not. It's looking back now. It's funny. What went through your head when I was like, hey man, play "Don't Stop Believin'"?
The first thing that went in my head was, this is the first song I really messed. Like I fucked it up. I fucked up someone's wedding for it. That's the song. My first wedding gig was not even in Ohio. This is when I was in college, and I had to drive like 4 hours to this gig. It was like super legit, and it was someone's wedding, and they did a first dance, and they wanted "Don't Stop Believin'." I've got Lil Paws, and I couldn't like get the do 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 do. I know you're gonna get flagged. You're gonna get flagged for that.
No, well.
And I was doing that, and I learned now you can just do one finger and it doesn't matter. No one can tell the difference. And I like messed up, and I hit some clams, and I was like, I looked at the bass player. I was like, "You're gonna play the bass line." And then I just like started, and it was like this wedding's first dance. So I've major PTSD from that song. Even though I play it now, when I'm on the spot, I could like have a flashback of I've messed this up before, and I could play it for you right now.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. But something about being on the spot, on the stage,
and you weren't planning for it. It's like, whoa.
Yeah,
it's almost like
I
didn't
have like the chords or anything. No kind of crutch. But you asked, and I was like, oh, I know the lick enough, but I'm not gonna do the whole song. And it was a really funny show. I mean, just to show you the kind of audience, it was like that one kid stood out to me as that like 6-year-old kid who didn't have a shirt and he had overalls and a huge mullet, and he was just vibing with like 2 ices in his hand.
Yes,
and he was just
coldest drink in town.
He was just like running that block.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm gonna do my best for that kid, and everyone had just a good time. People were walking by. I was trying to like work the crowd, and it was just fun. It was just a fun time, very loose environment.
Yeah,
I feel like your shows just are very family friendly. The ones that I've played.
Yeah,
but you said it can get rowdy though, right?
Yeah, man. It all kind of depends on. The atmosphere. I know that sounds like duh, but like but
it's like a bar where they can't let kids in is gonna have a different vibe.
Yeah. If it's a family fair where they got to put their funnel cakes down to clap for me and powdered sugar's going in there, that's one thing. But if it's like I got to put up some chicken wire so that nobody hits me with a Michelob Ultra bottle, that's gonna be a different thing. You know, we've had some fist fights break out at some of my shows.
I'd love to hear some of this.
Cass County Fair last year. It might have been a couple years ago. It always seems like at the end of the show, I'm not going to name the person who might have been involved in this, but it always seems like at the end of my shows, whenever it's like a 21 and older event, the people who are up at the very front, who are like diehard fans, eventually either bump into somebody or get bumped into, and they're like, hey man, I'm a Hunter show, don't do that. And then next thing you know, they're shoving, and there's a fight breaking out, and then the cops are coming up, and I just got to keep playing. You know, I've never played Wagon Wheel, but there's been a couple times where I've been tempted to just say, "Hey, man, I'm going to play Wagon Wheel and get the hell off this stage." But yeah, man, it's definitely 2 different worlds, just depending on the day,
on the gig.
But
every day is different.
It's versatility, it's balance, I guess. That's what I tell myself in my head. So, yeah, hopefully Cass County Fair this year, you can join me, play some keys, and maybe see a good fight or two.
Yeah. I've yet to really have a show where it gets rowdy like that.
Really?
Yeah. I want that.
Yeah.
I want people to come out and be wasted and just just listening. Obviously Uber home,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like I want people to have a ball. I think that's so entertaining when people are just present and they're not just like snobby and like looking
Yeah.
around or talking. And I want people to be present,
Yeah.
intense. Let's have a party.
No doubt.
And I don't have like a ton of up. I'm working on my set to be more upbeat. But a lot of the stories I tell are, not they're kind of mid tempo.
Yeah.
Would probably have to play some covers to kind of get it crazy like that. But yeah, it would be great to get a crowd out there and have a fun time.
So I got an idea for you.
All
And
right.
the only reason I kind of know to tell you this is because I used to do it and before I moved to Nashville. So do you know the drinking game Thunderstruck?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Every time Thunder said the next person drinks, Okay, so first song of your set, learn how to play Thunderstruck on the piano.
Get them drunk.
Yeah, be like, hey guys, if you want to play this game, and you should because we're trying to have fun here, everybody get in a circle, and we're going to play Thunderstruck, and maybe briefly explain the rules to them. And even if you've only got 10, 15 people doing it, the fact that they're all doing it,
Sets a tone.
it's going to set the tone for everybody else to go, man, I'm kind of shy of it. Like, they're having fun. I want to do that. And it just kind
Yeah,
of...
people that are weird like that. They
I'm
like
kind of weird like that sometimes.
like you'll read the room to the point where you're like, I know this is not fun for anyone, and I'm just gonna stay my ground and just hold strong
yeah.
and not have fun
Yeah.
no matter what.
Dude.
Yeah, but you don't get that in Nashville. People have fun here.
Oh my gosh, I know, and it's honestly too much fun sometimes in Nashville, which is something that I'm well aware of and
Yeah.
and well versed at this point. But yeah, I kind of get in those modes sometimes where I just have really awkward days sometimes. Like most of the time, I'm really social and just stuff kind of flows out. But sometimes I'm just real stiff and like I don't want anybody to think that I'm uncool. So I just sit there and have like a miserable time, and then I get back home and I'm like, yeah, that's not my best work. That wasn't ideal. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate to that, but that's definitely me sometimes.
Where do you like to party here in Nashville? Like, what's your spot you like to go to? Because I don't go to Broadway that much. I recently went with my girlfriend who was in town, and I was just like, I had a great time at the Nashville Underground. Have you been there? Where do you have?
That's the Chiefs bar. I go there
Oh,
every
great.
football season. Second
Okay.
floor. It's like,
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah, I love that place.
What's your go-to spot?
Man, and I won't.
Is this kind of? We're really inviting him into our
Yeah.
lives. here.
Okay, I'm just
You
gonna
wanna know
come
where I
out-
live.
I'm just gonna yeah. So I live at. I'll just come out and say it. No filter. Live Oak, Demumbrian
Yeah.
Street. My favorite bar in Nashville.
Great music too.
And there's a lot of influential people a lot of the times that are there, and I shouldn't have as much fun there as I do, and I shouldn't cut as loose as I do, and I'm trying to work on reeling it back, but I have an absolute ball every time that I'm there, and thank God that they haven't kicked me out of that place. But I freaking love the place. They got $3 Busch Lights, best sound, best stage,
True.
best everything.
They can do full band.
and the cheapest drinks too, and it's just and
Arcade games.
They got Pop-A-Shot. They got arcade games. They've just got everything, and like
Mini golf in the front, right?
I
It's
think
like
they did.
kind of like designed by a dude who just likes to party.
Well, I've met the owner a couple times, and I think I'm even friends with him on Facebook. He may even see this at some point.
What
but,
up, Live Oak?
Yeah, but dude, that place is just awesome, and like whatever he's doing, there's just something about that place. So yeah, if you want to come, I'm actually going this Sunday for the Rowdy on the Row. If you want to come.
Sweet, I'm there.
Okay, very very cool. All right, so let's see what we can talk about next here. What have you? Is there anything new with you? Anything new and developing that's kind of that you can talk about?
Yeah, I can. I'm not tied down to any label or anything like that, so I'd gladly will talk about that. I've got a song that's been done for a while, and it's called "Good Thing." Probably gonna release it this summer. It's about it's kind of a funkier song. It's the message is I can feel a good thing coming. When you're in a really bad spot, or when I'm in a really bad spot, something I tell myself is it's only because something amazing is around the corner. It's actually gotten me through a lot of tough times. If you want to take that with you, if you're feeling low, feels like all hope is lost, it's only because, like, this is not even like something you need to tell yourself. It's really true. It's only because something really good is around the corner. So just fight through that, that rut, and you'll make it out the other side. I guarantee it.
And that's what the song's about, you said?
That's what the song's about.
Good.
And it's got the funky vibes, produced by Justin Johnson, and I wrote it with Emma Brooke. And the voice memo of her, in the room writing, when we were writing it, actually, like, a little clip of it made it in the final track, and I could leak a little peek at the end or something.
Okay,
that.
you want to show them a little sample of it?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, sure. Let's
okay.
do it.
Do you have the cover art for it?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're cool with it, I'll show them a little clip of it, and I'll put the cover art up on the screen.
Let's do a chorus.
Okay. All right. Let's show them the chorus. What'd you say one more time the song's called?
Good Thing.
Okay. All right, guys. Here's a little clip of Good Thing. This is a song that Ryan's putting out.
In the summer.
All right. This summer at some point. And this will give you a little bit of taste of what his music's like. Here we go.
Thank you.
I can feel a good thing coming. I can feel a good thing coming on. I can feel a good thing. I can feel a good thing coming. Ooh. Gotta believe it till I see the best is yet to come.
All right, dude. I definitely dig that.
Thanks,
I'm a
man.
big fan of all your music as well, and I just think it's really, really cool to show my fans that, because they probably listen to a different kind of music than that is. But, man, I have such a deep appreciation for it. And there was actually a song you put out a while back with that Joey guy.
Yeah, Joey Stamper. He's, one of the main dudes in Anthem Lights. It's a Christian.
Fill me in. I don't know.
Yeah, so Anthem Lights is this. It's a legit band. I would describe it as a boy band, but like they're legit just because they sing when they perform, with a backing band. But it's more about those four dudes. So the four of them sing secular and non-secular, meaning like Christian music or.
Gotcha.
Just straight up pop songs.
Gotcha.
But really creative medleys of songs and mashups, and they kill the whole social media content game. Really good, really big following. So Joey has his own side, independent. I guess we can call it a project, but he's an artist in his own right. Very, very great producer, songwriter, singer. We wrote a song together called "Hang On," which is about kind of maybe losing yourself as you get caught up in the everyday, and just hanging on and trying to be the best version of yourself. I as I'm getting older, I've been writing these more like intentional kind of songs. Like I want people to get a positive takeaway from it. So less funny, less superficial. Definitely going more in a deeper direction. Which is cool because I think my life has gotten. I've grown up a lot the last couple of years, which is cool. I'm trying to embrace that.
Yeah, man. I think it's cool. I know it's in the chorus, but like I just love the part where it's like, when I'm 65 and looking back, I'm gonna see these times are the best I had. Because
this is it.
Because I feel like we always get so caught up in.
This is it.
Yeah, we either get caught up in like, man, what's next? I can't wait for this to be over because I want what's next to come. And then we're also looking back as far as like nostalgia. We're so caught up in like our past, and it's like, dude, if we could all just live in the moment, that's
hard. It's very hard.
It really is. I'm the worst about it, man. I get so. I feel like I let stress and anxiety about certain situations really rob me of the joy of certain situations. I don't know why. I've been in kind of a rut as far as like I've been getting real nervous and tight whenever I've been playing shows and stuff. And there's been a lot of shows lately that should have been really enjoyable and I should have just had a ball doing it. But I was so worried about like, oh, this may not be the best show that I put on. So like, I'm so worried about it that I didn't even enjoy myself. And I'm just really trying to get away from that and kind of live by what you were saying in that song, Hang On. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. You're going to be stressed about whatever. But I think just at least acknowledging or realizing that these are the days you're gonna look back on. You
Yeah.
know, don't sit around and watch TV all day. That's what you need for your like mental health. But like, if you're capable, make the effort. If
Yeah.
you're able to smile, do it, man. Laugh, live it up. Call your friends, call your mom. You know.
Yeah,
All that.
this is going to get a little bit deep, but I really feel like happiness is a temporary emotion. But if you live
That's
right, I think joy can be almost
Mm.
an almost permanent state of your life if you look at things like Ryan
In
does.
the big
where,
picture, yeah.
Yeah. If you look at things like you do, where hey, the reason I'm going through something rough is because something great's around the corner. That you can have joy even
Yeah.
through the hard times, and I think that joy is what we should be going for as opposed to happiness, because happiness is just like a temporary emotion. That's
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying everyone should always be happy. It's totally normal to have other emotions, but I think sometimes you need to set your own bar. Like, am I good today?
Yeah.
You know, if you're struggling with money, do you have enough for? Are you good today?
Yeah.
Can you eat, cover your necessities? Then you're good, man. Like,
Yeah.
don't stress about it today, don't stress about the things as if they're not there. That you are good. You know,
Mhm.
God, I'm a believer. I feel like God's got my back.
Yep.
I find like in situations where I'm challenged, I always try to look for the lesson learned.
Yeah.
I think it's like, all right, man, I really got dogged, and I've been dogged before. What did I learn from it? And it might be just like as simple as like, now I know who your real friends are. It could be like something like that. It's just like really simple. Or it could be like, oh, I'll never play at that venue again because they waited 5 months to pay me, and just like professional things like that. But some lessons are tough to learn. Sometimes you got to really dig to find where the lesson is. But I always try to look at the positive, look at the constructive. What's the thing I'm supposed to be? How do I benefit from this?
Yeah.
It doesn't always need to be negative. There's this crazy story about how it's like a Chinese proverb, like an old tale. Like, can I tell it really quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Someone in a music meeting shared this with me. You know, we go through like industry meetings sometimes, and
He does. I don't.
yeah, I'm sure you do, and you get a lot of advice, unwarranted sometimes. But this was like a really good one, and the point of it being, nothing is inherently good or bad. It is wait and see. We'll see. You know, you never know when something is an amazing thing or horrible right away. You know, things need to marinate. It's a very long game life we're living. And the story is about two guys who live on a farm, folks like us, and they are neighbors, and one guy's horse got away, and the neighbor was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I'm so sorry that you lost your horse." And then he's like really chill. He has this outlook on nothing is inherently good or bad. So he's like, "No, well, it's okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens." So the horse comes back with all these other horses, and then the neighbor comes back, like it retrieved these wild horses that are now his property now.
Cool.
And the other guy's like, "Wow, that's amazing. Aren't you so glad that you got these like free horses from the situation?" He's like, "We'll see."
Yeah.
And the wild horse knocked the guy's kid off, broke his legs, and was a really not a good thing at the time, according to the neighbor. And then the guy's like, "Oh my gosh, your son's legs are hurt, like, or they broke. Isn't that so horrible?" And then the guy's like, "Well, we'll see." You know,
Yeah.
literally everything.
Okay.
He remains level-headed, and this is the last iteration of the bit, and there was like a draft where they were drafting people capable to fight in the war, and if it weren't for the horse knocking his legs, he'd be having to, you know, leave his family, and so that ended up being a blessing. And it's just kind of like, life is complicated. Life will lead you to something. As long as you're moving, you'll end up in the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's so true. And just the way I identify with that whole outlook is like, there's been, this is going to sound bad, but there's been like a couple girls I've been in love with, and I'm like, dude, I would love to marry her. And it didn't work out. So I don't think I would be in Nashville doing what I'm doing right now if some of that stuff would have worked out. And like,
Dang, that's real.
believe it or not,
That's
dude, I
true.
have cried before over a girl, and if I just feel like if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And so like, I think that's a good bit to take from what you'd said is like, we'll see, you know. So
Just wait. Like, you don't need to react emotionally to every single thing.
yeah,
And I get caught in that. I get really stressed out when after a co-write and it's just not like a good song and I'm just beating myself up. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I've got everything I need. This is kind of just for fun in a way. Sometimes you gotta write the bad ones, get them out of the way. That's what people say. Just as long as you're writing, you're gonna get that song that you're gonna cut eventually.
I was gonna say, have you ever written a song that you thought was either subpar or just okay at the time, and then later on you either cut it or somebody else does, and you're like, dude, that's actually a really, really good song. I had no idea what I had.
Right, and I think good thing that you heard earlier. If you liked it, I actually wrote it off as a subpar, doesn't have any legs. But then I kept singing it. And I wasn't listening to it actively. But then it was like 2 years after we wrote it is when I decided to record it, because I was still humming it in the shower. I was just like, I can feel a good thing. I was like, dang. And I was like, this would be really fun to play live. So I've been kind of orienting what I record. Part of the litmus test is, would I want to play this live forever?
Yeah.
And it's one of those songs that's just like, this is a good party. This is totally me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hit you right away every time.
Dude, it's
showing people music is important too. Like showing different types of people. Like, check out this song, Mom. Like, what do you think? Or just like your friend, and they could tell you like it's a hit, and then he posts it on Instagram, and no one really reacts, and you're like, it's hard to gauge what's worth recording.
Yeah. It's so funny that you said that if a song gets stuck in your head, that there's something to that, because that is literally how I pick what songs that I'm going to record. And I don't know, we've never talked about this, but to me, I don't write a ton of songs, but I write quite a few, and if for some reason a song is stuck in my head a year or two after I write it, that clearly means there's something
about it.
And dude, I just recorded this song that I wrote with Nick DeLeo, and nobody's heard it yet, but it's like my favorite song I've ever recorded. And it was the same thing. Like, we wrote it. It's called Bronco. We wrote the song.
Awesome.
And when we finished it, Nick was like, dude, that's such a good song. And I was like, yeah, that's good, man. Just kind of agreeing with him just to agree with him. And then I was like, whatever, Yeah. And then a year later, I'm still in my head, singing it. I'm going, saddle broke the Bronco, took him out the... And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the recording studio here in a couple weeks. I might as well record that.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Whatever. Dude, it came out, and I could not be more proud of it.
Yeah.
And, like, I've showed a couple people the song, and they're like, oh, my, that's just such a cool song.
And a good producer can just really elevate
Yes.
that. And when you know there's something special about it, a good producer knows how to enhance that and apply whatever is good about that one little moment. They'll make the verses better, the bridge better. They'll have, like, a lick or...
whenever this episode ends, I'm going to show you this song, and you'll tell. Just be honest with me if you think that it checks those boxes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because
it does,
everything you're saying, it's like you're reading my mind exactly how I pick and determine. Because I really try not to overthink this stuff, because, like you said, things are so complicated with life and in the world that dude, some of this stuff you have to be the opposite of that. It's like, man, music is emotion.
Right.
So let's just, what makes you emotional? And it can be any emotion. If it's a really sad song and it makes you really sad, that's great.
Or drunk on a plane.
Yes.
Sometimes you feel like that.
Yeah, if it's the emotion of, dude, I really don't give a shit about anything, and that's how it makes you feel really strongly, then it's a great song.
That's the art. Do you have like a mission statement, like as an artist? Like, what's your objective with your career? I know this is an intense thing that everyone should really think about this with whatever you do.
Yeah.
Whatever you do. And it might be just a few jobs just to make enough money to support your family. It's kind of like where your identity is. That's a great reason to have that job. I feel like it's good to have like a purpose behind what you do.
I was going to say, I guess my mission statement would be, and it's kind of a vague mission statement.
Yeah,
but,
probably should be.
But
what we do.
Yeah, but my mission statement would be just work hard with a purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
That you definitely strike me as that kind of guy.
Yeah, well, I just, I want to work really, really hard, and I want it to be, like, I want the struggle to be for a good reason and for a good purpose, because no matter what happens in life, you're going to struggle. Like, if you sit on the couch every single day and watch Netflix, you're going to be struggling with depression and being overweight,
loneliness,
lonely,
comparing yourself to the people you're watching
succeed.
Exactly.
And that's torturous. So if you're gonna torture yourself, make it be beneficial. And that's what I want to do. Is I want to. That sounds really cheesy, but like I want to suffer with a purpose. Is I guess what would be my mission statement. Well, for my whole life.
Yeah. And we're not ripping on people watching YouTube videos.
Because that's me.
Yeah.
I get, especially mid-January, even
I
February.
watch a lot of YouTube videos, but you guys are trying to learn about us, right? It's like it's not like you're just watching Netflix. So I don't want you to like be like, am I that guy? No.
Because I am that guy a lot.
You're not.
There's every morning when I wake up, I'm like, okay, which guy am I going to be? Am I going to be the guy that goes out and runs 10 miles, or am I going to be the guy who
make decisions,
eats corn chips? And and everybody has either one of those days. So you're not a bad person if you're doing one or the other. I think that's called being human.
Yeah, you should take a break, and however you take a break is good as long as you take a break from something. Mm-hmm. As long as you're taking a break from something, I think that's the important part. Because I think it's totally natural you gotta have water.
Yeah, you
can't always be grinding.
That's right.
Yeah, so I feel like that applies to mine as well. My mission statement. It's also really vague. It's like, just make people feel happy and related to.
Yeah.
Just be a voice for people who don't really, convey their emotions very well or understand their emotions. And if I can write a song, what I'm recording now after this song comes out is like a love song for my girlfriend, and I really just wanted to capture what it's like to be in love, and I think a lot of people don't know how to put it. It's hard to put it in words. I'm not going to say a lot of people can't do it. It's just hard to put it in words.
Yeah. And it's also hard to do it in a way that nobody else has done, because everybody's got a song about love and heartbreak and
Yeah, in a unique way that's like authentic to my relationship with Marissa, and it's not even like about what like a good love is. It's like this is what our love is like. And if you can relate to that, that's really special to me, and I think it would be like a really good wedding song. I think it's good for us to focus on capturing emotions, and with the goal to relate to fans or someone who might be a fan or just a person who is walking by your set. If I could change someone's day or perspective on something, I think that's success. And I think, how do you get to that next level is how do I make more people feel related to and happy?
Yeah.
How do I make making it more about people as opposed to me, like more Grammys or more money? It's like I don't necessarily care about that. I mean, it would be great to feel like that third grade kid in me to not feel like I was working, like it was just really natural.
Yeah.
I think that would be like, that's where I've landed as I learn more about the music industry and how like, I don't want to focus too much on the industry. I want to focus on the people who are hearing the music.
Man, something that just came to me that you just kind of made me realize is that the songs themselves may be about me, but the experience is about you, the listener.
Yeah.
100%.
Otherwise, we would just be, playing for a wall. There's no point if there isn't a you guys. So. Dang. There's absolutely no point. And I hope it the climax of my career happens while I'm alive.
Man, I think part of the reason that we might be so serious today is because it's raining outside and it's setting.
It's kind of like an introspective day.
Mm-hmm.
Been a long week, having fun though.
Yeah.
While in the process.
Do you got anything fun coming up? And it can be anything. It can be.
I'm going to Joshua Tree with my dad for like a camping trip, which is really fun.
It's California, right?
I think around there.
Yeah, because my
friend out west. It might be Nevada.
It might be on the border actually, because my friend
we're flying into Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. My friend Lucas was he was stationed. He was a Marine stationed at 29 Palms, and he always went there, and it was like California. So like it's like desert out there.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I've seen pictures. I'm excited. My dad decided to ball out. We're doing a convertible on the way there, or on the way to the airport, renting a car. I mean, it's going to be really fun. It's
Heck
going to
yeah.
be really fun. My dad's a great guy. I love my family. You've got a good relationship with your family.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they're cool. You just saw them, right? You were back home?
Yeah, I just went back to Kansas City for the Eric Church concert and
So
to play a coyote hunting tournament, which is super cool.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like the biggest shout out to Midwest Wildlife. They put on the biggest coyote hunting tournament in the Midwest.
How does that work? I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so there was like 90 to 100 teams, and basically you pay a fee, each person pays, and it's a one-day tournament. All these different teams can go hunt wherever they want, and you just have to be back in time for weigh-ins. And whichever team kills the most coyotes and has the most weight wins the tournament. And like whoever won like $2,600.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there was like 350 something people competing in this, and
Was it killing you not to be a part of it? I mean, you were a part of it playing. Did you hunt after?
It was
a
killing
different day.
It was killing those coyotes to be a part of it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No, it was cool just to be there and to play it. But there was 70.
Did you have that hunting itch though? Like
A little bit.
Yeah, you probably did.
A little bit, but there was 70 coyotes that got killed. And you should see the picture. I got to show you the picture of these coyotes. Actually, I'll flash the picture up there on the screen.
So what does that mean? Like each team has maybe one? The math doesn't check out. There are 100 teams and you got 70 coyotes.
Yeah, not everybody killed one.
That's sad.
But then
as
the
hell.
winning team killed 5.
Yeah, that's kind of sad though. I was expecting you were gonna say like. I mean,
Oh.
how many coyotes are there out there?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
yeah,
There's
it's
so
probably
many.
hard to get them. They're agile. They can run.
They are. They're very sneaky, and
They can hear you from how many miles away?
They can hear you. They can see you very well. And like, you know how whenever you're deer hunting, a lot of times the deer is standing still and just kind of looking around, eating acorns or whatever.
I've never hunted in my life.
Okay. Well, you've seen shows
Except
maybe
one time.
where they're just kind of standing and
accident.
hanging out.
Yeah.
A coyote is almost always running.
Wow.
So you're shooting from a long ways away, and they're running.
yeah, they're never chilling.
No,
'Cause
they're-
they're hungry.
They're running from something, or they're running after something.
What's
usually
something
after
they'd be running from?
a bigger predator.
Like a bear? What's bigger than what could a coyote not handle? I actually did see. I have a guilty pleasure on Reddit of like seeing some kind of messed up stuff, like as far as like hunting goes, or like crazy events happening, crazy videos. I follow this subreddit, and I saw this horse just like nailing this, not nailing, but
Gotcha.
really just destroying this coyote.
Yeah, that'd be something. I mean,
A wild horse.
a lot of times, if people have horses or cattle,
That's so
okay,
crazy to me.
Let me back up. A lot of times, if people have cattle are, especially calves, they're a big target of a pack of coyotes. Let's say. A lot of times, people,
Yeah, easy. That's easy.
A lot of times, people will have one mule in their field, and the mule will
guard.
chase the mule or like a sheepdog
Okay.
will chase away the foreign animal that's in the field.
How would Ritzy would do pretty good in that.
She would, I don't know. I feel like in her younger years she probably would chase
She's
after.
kind of
coyote.
got that. She's buff.
She is, but I think I don't think she would do that now. She lays around a lot since she's getting a little bit older. She's like 7 years old.
But a coyote just seems like it really embodies like a predator.
Yeah, but they're pretty small.
That's a predatorial animal.
They're pretty small. They're like mid-sized. They're like average 30, 35
Oh,
pounds.
I thought they would be like 70 pounds, like
No.
beasts.
Nope, they're pretty
Okay,
small.
so they probably have some competition.
Yeah, so they're sometimes running from things that are like off or spooked them. You know, it could be like a smell that didn't sit right with them. They could be smelling like a human trail on their regular game trail, and that could make them be running from something.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about coyotes, I guess.
That's
But
cool.
It was cool. It was a lot of fun, man.
And your family was there to watch you play and everything?
They actually didn't get to go to that show, but I did see my parents the day before because they picked me up at the airport, and then while me, my brother, and his wife were at Eric Church, my folks were babysitting my 2 nephews. So
Wow.
it was really cool. But
I got me a nephew.
yeah, how old's he?
2 years old. His name's Louie.
Gotcha.
They grow fast, like in those
Oh my gosh.
early years.
Especially whenever you're not living in town, it's like every
It
time you go
sucks.
back, it's like, oh, that's a different person.
Like, oh, 10 more words, cool.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't actually said a word besides "mama" around me. Must be my pecs from the incline press. It's kind of like these "mama."
Oh, he said it to you.
No.
Oh.
I just heard him say "mama" once to my sister, and yeah, I'm just kind of flexing on that.
Gotcha. No big deal.
You can zoom it in.
Flex it out, dude. At least you got a good emblem
Got some
on you.
315s.
Yeah.
Can't even read the words because I'm just so jacked. Yeah, he's cute. His name's Louie, and now he's on a podcast. That's kind of cool. He's gonna grow up one day and be like, "Damn, my uncle just shouted me out,"
Yeah.
and he didn't even want that.
We'll see.
We'll see. He's gonna be a cool kid. He's
Yeah.
got some really cool parents. My sister, I like to think I'm a little cool. She taught me everything. She taught me what was important. You know, I think that was kind of the underlying thing. She taught me what's important. I've written songs about how she's mentored me before. Really important figure in my life.
Good.
Really great person. I try to go home to Cincinnati, just a 4.5 hour drive at least once a month, and between the snowstorms and random shit, like, I'm way overdue to see my nephew.
Yeah.
How often do you see your nephews?
Man, I mean,
I want to be a good uncle. I want them to, like, remember me, you know?
yeah. Oh, they'll remember you. It's if they're anything like mine, man, they just think it's such a treat whenever you come to town, which is crazy because I always feel like, man, they're gonna forget about me, but they're like, oh my gosh, Uncle Hunter's here. But I go back probably I'd say on average, I'd go back probably once every 2 months. But sometimes it'll be
it's
twice.
It's kind of a trek to get out there.
It is.
Do you ever fly?
I do. I flew this past time. My mom actually bought me a plane ticket.
That's nice. My mommy helped me with that too.
Yeah.
My mommy. That's like when a situation where you're like, okay, that's my mommy. She just helped me
Yeah.
pay for that.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like a brat sometimes.
Yeah. Whenever
she helps me out.
Yeah. I feel that.
But she knows I'm hurting for a cause.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hurting with a purpose.
I'm hurting with a purpose. Working hard. We don't get paid to write these songs right away. It might be a few years. And we're in these like fun years where we are chasing it.
Yeah.
I really feel like I'm chasing it every day. It's fun.
Me too. Yeah.
When was like the last time you felt like you were at a gig and you were like, dang, I'm putting in my time? What was your last bad gig?
Oh my gosh.
What was your last horrible gig? Because people like us, folks like us, we have one of these once a week.
Yeah. Okay.
You would be surprised what we would do.
Okay, so
We're willing to do some.
I don't think this
bad
was
gigs.
I don't think this was like a bad gig, but I will say I was stressed a little bit, at least at the beginning of this gig. So I played at Nashville Palace for the first time last week or the week before, and my friend Kyle invited me to play it with him. And like before, I get there an hour early probably.
Got to.
And because I'm like, this is a new situation, I want to limit my stress.
And like a double booking has happened to me before, where they mess it up, and you're like, I'm here first. They double booked, so it's me.
Damn, I didn't.
Have you ever done that?
Nope, never thought about that.
Okay, well, it's good to be early in general.
Yeah, so I get there an hour early, and Reba McEntire's band is playing, and it's basically everybody except for Reba. And as you can imagine, they've all been playing on all the classic country gold records since, for 20, 30 years. So they sound amazing.
Yeah.
And there's this chick who's like bluegrass picking a acoustic, and then she's picking up a fiddle the next song, and then a mandolin the next song, and they have perfect harmonies. And like the crowd is super into this, and they're an older crowd. They're not my crowd.
They're expecting it.
And I'm like, dude, these people don't know that like I'm a average to below average guitar player who's been playing for like 7-8 years, and I'm not going to be playing the exact.
It's not going to sound like that.
It's not going to be that show.
But they don't write songs.
So, well, I know, but
we have our own strengths.
But I'm telling you, like, what's going on in my head.
That. Yeah, they like.
So like anyway, we start playing or whatever, and my friend Kyle's killing it per usual, and then I'm singing a couple songs, and I'm singing "The Ride" by David Allan Coe, and like people start cheering and stuff, and this dude comes up and throws like a $20 bill in our tip jug.
Jug bucket.
Yeah. And so
Jug with a handle.
This one drunk dude in the crowd goes, "Hey, dude, he's only tipping you because you're struggling." And I was like, that added to my stress that I was already in. And I was like, but dude, those kind of gigs.
That's money.
It ended up being a great gig. But like those kind of gigs that kind of put you under stress, I feel like that's when I'm paying my dues, because it's just like, dude, there's no way I didn't grow from that experience.
Yeah, what's the lesson learned?
Yeah.
You were thinking.
I'm so glad. Next time I play there, I won't be worried.
I used to play at the Hilton Garden Inn, which is like a sports bar, and not the right crowd for my vibe. I like doing like Billy Joel, Beatles. It's fun, but it's definitely like more old school. And it's not going to be, Luke Bryan. It's not going to be Broadway material. So there are all kinds of walks of life, all kinds of folks like us walking in, and one person was just having a business meeting, and they were like, "Oh, here's $100 if you don't play."
They said that?
Have you ever gotten that? That's the worst you can get.
I've had people come up to my speaker that I'm playing through and like trying to find the volume.
Like turn it down. I get turned it down.
Don't touch my equipment, dude.
I've gotten turn it down, but I've never gotten don't play. So I asked the manager. I was like, I don't know what to do. I would love to not play and get paid for that. Is that okay with you? Like, I'm not doing my job. You can't just like pay your waitress like don't work for $200. Just don't work. Don't help the other people who are here. Like, it was such a conceited note. And I was like, you know what, man? All right. Okay. Give me the money. That's sad. That's like a pride.
He paid you and you really didn't play?
Yeah, I mean, but I just was like, and so it wasn't horribly awkward. I was just like, let's put some music on, and it was because it was loud. It would have been distracting. But it's hard not to take it personally.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing bad that day. I'm pretty good at what I do. If you like the clip,
very good.
Please comment. And yeah, it's just like, it sucks. All kinds of people will tell you weird things. What's something someone said to you at a gig where it stuck with you as really rude? We get a lot of critiques.
Man, I can't really.
If you need to buy some time, I've got plenty.
All right,
I've played probably more hotel. I've probably played more like random gigs than you.
Okay,
because you're more of an artist. I have kind of like a different business in just being background music.
What's something somebody said to you?
They said it sounded good. That was nice. It started nice. And then there's always the but. And she was like, I would never let someone who does what you do date my daughter. I would never let someone be like a part of my family, someone who does what you do.
Huh.
And I wonder if she does that to everyone she meets. Like if she goes pump her gas and goes inside and tells them just like, I would never let someone like you date my daughter. It's just like, why are you sexualizing this? Why are you trying to see if I could be a part of your family or not?
I would have said, well, how about I just date you, honey? That's what I would have said to her.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or I could have been like, why are you miserable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, people
project.
Yeah. I don't know. Man, I can't think of anybody other than that guy saying the reason he's tipping you is because you're struggling. That's
bad.
That's pretty.
And sometimes I see a tip. Sometimes I see a 20, and it's like early in the set, and I'm like, damn, was it something I wore?
Yeah.
Like, am I really looking like that hurting?
Yeah. I don't know.
But I'll take it.
Yeah.
I have no issue with, you got to do what you got to do, and I use the money for a good cause. Just go straight to my rent,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I really don't care what people think about me more than ever in my life.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get to that point because I'm kind of going through that growing pain of I'm definitely trying to get over that, like be less worried about what people think. So.
That was when I was, and I didn't realize it at the time, that was when I was the coolest.
Yeah.
Like, I've only been cool when I just didn't even think about being cool.
Yeah.
Like when I was in elementary school, I wasn't worried about if people liked me or not. Like I would get picked on quite a fair amount, and I just didn't care. Like it didn't work. Like the bullying didn't work on me.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, okay, my sister, who's 8 years older than me, her friends like me, and they're way cooler than your 5th grade ass.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yep.
seriously. It's like, yeah, I'm friends with Seth, and he's 7 years older than me. He's going to college next year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you have a Pokemon card I don't have.
Yep.
Like, I just didn't let that phase me, and I guess that makes me an old soul. Because sometimes I'll get in a situation where it's like a graduation party, like all the high school kids are like trying to figure out who's hot or not, and I'm just like hanging with a dad talking about stocks.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel like in a regular social setting, I'm to that point, but with music, sometimes I can be like, man,
Music's tricky because you have that long game in mind.
Yeah.
Of like, I need to make this work because this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
You got to have a little sacrifice. I'll play the game a little bit,
Well, and part of
knowing you don't really click. With the
and
person.
part of people thinking you're good is if people think you're cool. So like if you feel like they don't think you're cool, then you feel like they don't maybe think you're good. And it's
Yeah.
kind of a whole weird mental thing. But
Yeah, but that's not. I would rather someone think I'm not cool if I'm myself.
yeah,
Because then I know I'm not going to be at that publishing company.
Yeah.
Because they don't get me.
yeah,
I think it serves you best in the long run if you just stay true to yourself, because one company or one publishing company or one producer or writer is going to just gel with who you naturally are, and that's
Yeah.
going to always come out on top, because if you are fake and you're just doing it to play the game, you're going to find yourself in a deal where you're going to have to continue to be fake to make
Yeah.
ends meet. And I feel like that is the most soul-sucking thing that you could possibly imagine, is having
Yeah.
to sacrifice who you really are.
yeah. I completely agree. That's why even if it's slow growth, I just wanna make sure that I'm putting the right thing forward, so that
Yeah.
someday when it does grow to what I want it to be, that it's not going to be an impossible fake thing for me to keep it up.
Yeah, and like being yourself is different than being your best self
Yeah,
too. So it's like, if you're not seeing a lot of dividends, talking about stocks, from just being yourself, maybe you're in a shitty point in your life and you're not
Yeah.
being a good guy. Like, that's fine. But if as long as you're being your best self, the right thing will come along. And I truly believe that. So I work on being my best self, and I feel like that's kind of how we kind of met and started vibing, was from being ourselves. And that drive to that gig in what did you say it was?
Holden, Missouri.
Yeah, Holden, Missouri. That was the easiest 8-hour drive I've ever experienced, because we all were just ourselves. Very
Yeah.
cool band. Something like that. I've played keys for different artists who are more, they're very like official. They know they're gonna have 5,000 in the crowd. Horrible.
It's not fun to hang out with them.
Getting there sucked. The best part was when I was like literally just like playing keys on the stage.
Yeah,
And it was just like, there's no hang. I felt like I was at work.
yeah,
And that 3rd grade kid in me was just like, I don't want to be working. I don't want to be a pianist or a
Yeah.
musician. I'm striving every day to just be Ryan.
yeah. I think it's important, man, and I like your outlook on life, dude.
Thanks, man.
Well, man, what
Thanks
do you say?
for having me.
Yeah, what do you say we wrap this up?
Let's do it.
I just really appreciate you coming on today. I really enjoy showing all my people who mean the world to me. I enjoy showing them the people that mean the world to me. I don't know if
That's
makes any
really
sense,
nice.
but yeah,
That's
dude.
really nice of you to say.
But y'all go check out Ryan Fine. He's on YouTube. He's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. What's your Instagram handle? All that.
Ryan_Fine. You'll find me. Just go to Hunter.
Ryan_Fine. And
Yeah.
I'm wearing
Thank
a
you.
shirt right now. It just
wearing
says
his.
Fine.
Buy our merch.
Yeah. So yeah, go check him out on all of his stuff. And man, if you guys come
Thanks.
to some shows this summer, you may see him playing keys for me. But
Yeah.
I just want to thank him again for coming on the show. And guys, as always, I love interviewing people with really special talents like Ryan.
Thanks,
But
man.
as you can tell from his story, at the end of the day, it's folks like us. So
Yeah.
thank
Keep
y'all.
on keeping on.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning into episode 3. See you next time.
All right.
jerky in a carton